This is a brand new Kirblog. I'm joined by Anna Kingsley to talk with me about herself. It was probably horribly out of sync, and I'm so sorry. I never warned them before I do this, ever. I just go in. Hi, everybody. Welcome. We are continuing through the month of TOMEvember, as I've been declaring it. This is the second now of a series of quick interviews I'm doing with the main cast of Tome. We had, of course, Mr. Shady Vux last time to talk with us about himself, and we've had him on before. But this time, I'm joined by somebody who's never been on a Kirblog before. She's joined me for a couple commentaries and other such things in the past, but never anything like this. So I'm very excited to welcome the voice of Flamegirl, Miss Anna Kingsley. Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
It's nice to be here.
Yeah.
Good.
It's been this is going up a week after the stream, but we're recording this on Wednesday the 16th because time travel. So my voice is finally healed up. I was a mess on the one with Shady, but how are you feeling after like not even just 7 straight hours of streaming, but like 14 hours of hanging out and talking on Skype that day?
Oh my gosh. Actually, I fell asleep on Skype too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, you were like in the chat for a while. I was like, is she there? And we didn't hear like.
Yeah, I'm asleep.
We didn't hear no snoring or anything, but we were just like, is she conked out?
I had muted my mic because I don't like it when I hear background noise in other people's things.
Uh-huh.
Like, actually, I don't really mind it, but I feel like if it happens with me, people will get annoyed.
Oh,
so
okay.
I mute myself always, and if I have something to say, then I unmute myself, and I'm like, okay, let's work this one.
Well, nonetheless, we hung out a lot that day, and it was
Yes.
a really great day, and I was talking just before we started recording. I was saying I was very happy that we had most of the main cast all there. Obviously, Martin couldn't make it because he was very busy with he was at I think he was at a convention this past weekend, but.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really fun, and it was really cool. Just I mean, like we haven't all been together since Anime Expo, which was just a magical weekend. I'm sure we'll probably talk about that. But before we talk about the group and my dumb show that you've been in, I wanna hear a little about you. Tell us about the most fucking generic ass question. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, about me. Actually, I've been working really hard considering I have a full-time job, which I'm not going to talk about it too much. I'm just going to say I have a full-time job.
So people won't stalk you.
Yeah. But I also have been on this site called Fiverr, and it's been giving me, and when I say giving me, like people come out and they find my personal gig and they're like, we want you for this. And I voice act for them. And actually, a lot of people have been wanting me to do more and more stuff for them, so I've actually been working a lot.
Well, let's turn back the clock a little bit. Let's go back for a second, because I still remember when, and actually maybe even before this, because I was going to say I still remember when Mac kind of discovered you on the Newgrounds audio portal, as it were.
Yes.
What was kind of your background in, I guess, not even just the voiceover world, but the acting world, as it were, like audio or anything like that?
Oh my gosh! At that point in time, the closest thing to audio engineering I was my freaking brother Nick, who is a DJ and other things, and I don't know anything about it. I just watched him, do fun stuff. And for acting, I love to stage act, and I actually really miss it a lot. I would love to go and do that again.
What was your theatrical background, out of curiosity?
What was my theatrical what?
Your theatrical background, as it were.
Oh, my theatrical. My very first play I was ever in, I got to play as Puck from A Midsummer Night's Dream. So that was absolutely fun. And then I got to play as. It was like a weird version of The Odd Couple, where it was all females instead of males.
Neat.
And I didn't play Oliver, I played the other one. I forgot his name.
Were you the funny one or the straight man?
I was the funny one.
Oh,
I was
excellent.
the messy, crazy one. And I'm going to switch all the way to my senior year where I played, her name was Maudrin, but it was pretty much Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty.
So you were drippingly evil then.
Oh my goodness, yes. I actually got to hear one of my friend's parents go, "Wow, she played that really well. She must be a bitch in person."
I mean,
Uh,
I was gonna be like, oh yes, drippingly evil, just like you totally are in real life. I mean, you were
oh,
just a
definitely,
nasty person.
absolutely.
Let's be real here.
Horrible, horrible.
See, this is cool because actually, I mean, I didn't know this about you, but it makes me feel justified in the fact that like all of my main cast except for me all have like like legit acting experience like on stage or on the radio or whatever because
Yeah.
I'm just a fucking animator. I did one play in the kindergarten or whatever.
Well,
But
that's fine.
so then I guess when I met you, I guess so 2011, were you still in college at the time or were you done with school by that point?
No, I was in high school. That was senior year of high school. I had just graduated and I've never gone to college. I probably should do that
Oh, okay.
someday.
That's not for everybody. I mean, it's not required in this day and age, honestly.
Yeah, really, it's not.
But so when Mac and I kind of Mac found you first, and then I heard your like one of your early recordings on for those of you who don't know, Newgrounds, which of course is where Tome and even TTA and all that stuff got its start. There was a little known fact because a lot of people that aren't really like in the community seem to know this. There's also an audio portal. Obviously, there's places for submitting animation and games and things, but there's also an art portal and an audio portal. And the audio portal is actually where kind of the second wave, I would say, of Newgrounds voice actors or so. I know that's kind of a weird term, but people like Kimlin Tran and Tomar was before that, but like, yeah, but other folks would kind of come in and like submit clips. They could do like song covers or like just monologues or whatever. And I'm trying to figure out, do you remember what it was that Mac found of yours on there that was like, whoa, she's really good.
I
I'm gonna have her audition for stuff.
I honestly don't even know. Because I used to do stuff. I used to just do random stuff with this. What's his name? Oh my gosh, it's been years since I even talked to him. I feel bad.
Was it
He's
another
a
voice
sweet
actor?
guy. Yeah, he was really nice. He would make up scripts and he would just be like, "Hey, voice act with me in this," and I was just like, "Okay, I
Was
guess
he
I'm doing this now."
was he like a Dustcast member or just another guy in the portal?
Uh, he was just out of the portal.
Oh.
He's a really sweet guy. He's got a great voice. He has that sexy voice, that deep chocolatey
Like
voice.
all of us on the stream did.
Yes, yes. I love listening to people with good voices. I just could sit for hours and just listen.
So I guess kind of what was your how did you like kind of find your way on to Newgrounds? Because I mean it was such a weird kind of eclectic site as it were.
Yeah,
I've been saying as it
yeah.
were a lot today. How did you kind of make your way there out of curiosity?
My ex-boyfriend used to put his music on there, and then I saw like voice actors do like put their stuff on there, and he was like, "Why don't you just start putting stuff on there?" And I was like, sure, why not?" So I did.
Really?
Yes.
Well, then I guess I have thanks ex-boyfriend who's not
Yes.
Zach. I have to thank
Who's
for
not
for putting you on there. Wow. Okay. Cool. And then well then I think if memory serves, I believe Mac reached out to you first.
Yes, he did.
And then that was back when the auditions for Dust and Elysian Tale were happening. Because I was also reading for a lot of that. I mean, obviously you had like a full on named character in that of
Yeah.
Haley,
Yeah.
who's a big fan favorite. I just had a quick little like one line guy, but I remember when the auditions were happening, and when he read you for Haley, and I think did you read for some other Dust characters I think as well, or was it just her?
I think, yeah, no, I did. I think I also auditioned for Ginger, I
Okay,
do
yeah, that makes
believe.
sense. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then I remember, actually, you know what? Okay, I hold on one second. I'm gonna see if I can finagle my way over to finding an
If it
early
takes any time, you
email.
can just edit and be
No,
like,
no,
haha, I found it really
I never
fast.
do editing. I never edit. Because if I'm remembering correctly, I think that you might have actually called in late on the audition for Flamegirl, and I'm gonna hold on. I'm moving my microphone, and you have to hear it, and you can deal with it. Hold on.
Yeah.
Because I've talked about this on the original what's it called, the Did You Know voice acting video that I just put out recently. But I remember that we actually did we actually did an audition for Flamegirl, and it was between, I want to say, about maybe like 7 or 8 different girls, and I submitted it to a bunch of folks, and amongst those folks were Kirblog and Afia Yu and Jesse Nowak and folks like that. And yeah, I remember. I think I'm trying to see where. Maybe you did submit on time, but I feel like I feel like if I'm remembering right, you might have submitted like maybe even after the deadline was over or something like that, or it might have been maybe somebody else. But nonetheless, I remember it was very, very close. I'm gonna move my mic back now, and hopefully this doesn't sound terrible. Sorry, everybody. Technical know-how. I'm not an engineer. I am not. Anyway, but no, I remember it was in particular very, very close. I'm talking like 50-50 split down the middle between you and Jesse Nowak, and of course Jesse went on to play Hyperlinks. And I remember, a lot of people who, and actually including people who knew of Jessie and hadn't heard of you before, were like, no, you know what? She's the one you need. I can tell she's the person who gets this character more than anybody. And then we recorded episode 1, and that was over 5 years ago now.
Oh my gosh.
Which is insane. What was happening in your life around? You were saying you were finishing school, but what was happening in your life around 2011 or so?
2011, actually, it was a year after I graduated, because I graduated in 2010. I think I was in Nashville at that time, Tennessee, with my mom, I think. I wasn't really doing anything with my life. I was just trying to voice act. That's all I was doing, like trying to get my name out there, doing lots of free stuff, just trying to get my name out there.
What were you like by that point already becoming like intrigued with like the professional side of it? Like, were you like looking up were you like researching like about voiceover in general? Like, what was kind of the stuff that was what was the stuff about that was like so appealing to you? Because obviously you had been doing theater by that point, but what about the wacky world of voiceover that was like, whoa, this is where I want to be?
Well, I feel like how do I explain this? Because stage, you have to go to the stage and perform and do all this stuff. I feel like voice acting is a very at-home, safe place. Like, it's a comfortable acting place. And I think the thing that really makes me want to voice act is, I guess, honing my own personal instrument. I want to be that voice you hear and go, wow, this is really nice. Like, I want to be that voice you hear and go, oh my gosh, she's that girl. Like, I want that.
I mean, you do have a very distinct kind of like deal going on, because I remember like when we heard you, like, because I would even I'll admit, so I'll call myself out here. Often when I get like submissions from people, and which I appreciate, like just the thought of like, hey, I want to work with you. But often if I get somebody who like, they kind of sound like this other person I already kind of have on my roster who is kind of clearly more experienced, or like, or I know better even, et cetera. So when I find someone with a rare kind of quality to them, and Mac and I had never worked with anybody that had ever sounded like you before, then that kind of gives them a lot more of an advantage to begin with. Yeah. But no, and I remember like in the because I've often talked about this on the commentaries too. But doing the show with you, I kind of watched you grow as an actress for all 4 years that we did the series. And I mean, like, and to be fair to all of us, I mean, like, episode 1 is like night and day compared to episode 15, just in terms of the way that we all sound. It's completely different.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, so kind of as we were going through the show, and even not just the show, but like anything that you were doing, like, including Dust at the time, because you didn't record Dust until after we started Tome. What was kind of what did you feel like your learning process was like? Like, did it ever get like kind of stressful, or like was it always fun? Like, were there any particular things that kind of came up that like stuck out to you as like like groundbreaking or like I've made it to this point or whatever that like as you were kind of going through?
I think that's a weird question because I feel like I'm always learning, and I still feel like I'm very much learning always, like
Oh,
just
sure, yeah.
always learning. Um, my I think my groundbreaking point is that I can now take a script, look at it, and I might not get what the director wants necessarily, but I'll at least get something close, and I'll give them multiple different versions. And I've been told many times that uh, that I'd given something to the director that they didn't think about, and they actually put it instead. So I like that fact. I like that I can look at a script and have many meanings towards a script now. Like I definitely enjoy that I can read and see all the different nuances of a script in it, and I can see how things can flow now.
Yeah.
With your voice only. Like it's great.
Well, I mean, it's good also because like when you have that kind of working relationship with somebody to realize, oh no, you know what, like that works better. I like that because even like in a studio setting, which I know you haven't had the opportunity yet to do that, but I'm sure
No,
that
not
will
yet.
change before long.
I hope.
Yeah, I mean, like when you have that very collaborative kind of relationship, and it's like, well, why don't we try this? And it's like, oh, you know what, actually, yeah, that's a good idea. And like even if it's just like switching a word around, which I think even during Tome a few times, I think we would even make little minor adjustments like that on the fly.
Yeah.
Which I think was helpful because yeah, I mean, like getting to know all of you guys like as we did the series and as we got along and as we also kind of figured out more of like where we were going with the characters, I think was was good because I'm often fond of saying, I've said this on many commentaries too. Tome was a series that I think grew the beard, as TV Tropes likes to put it, which is where like it gets better as it goes along, as the people making it get better as it goes along, which I think really was the case for like pretty much all of us, except for Mac because he's perfect in every way and he's completely
Mac is already
infallible. And actually, out of curiosity too, talk a little bit about your relationship with Mac too, because of the fact that like he also like brought you up and even I would say more so than I did, kind of trained you in this stuff.
I don't know how he did it. He took this little newbie me and he knew exactly what to say to get me into the right place I had to be for a line. I don't know how he did it. He just found these little things. I don't even know what. And with him, it's so easy for him to be my director. Like I want to work on another game where he is my director because I love working with him. Like I feel like it flows. It is great. He has helped me in. I've talked to him about demos. I've talked to him about just a lot of things professionally, and he's a good person. He's a great person, a good teacher and mentor is how I see him.
He's a better man and woman than any of us.
Yes, that is true.
I wonder if he's played a woman before. He probably hasn't, as far as I know.
Probably.
But yeah, I mean, it really was cool. I mean, like forming this whole relationship between everybody, and then especially when now again a whole year and a half ago now, I can't even believe it's been that long now that we did Anime Expo together. That was, I think collectively for all of us, one of the best weekends of our lives.
Yes.
Not even just because of like what it meant for the show, but just what it meant for us, like all bonding together.
Yeah.
Shady and I only talked a little bit about this on ours, but I mean, like, what your taste in California and like your time to hang out with all of us, like, you got any fun memories or anything to share about?
Oh my goodness. I think the whole time me and Zach were laughing at Bryony and Shady because they were just amazed by the proportions of everything. They're like, this is huge, and we're like, this is a snack, bitch.
Yeah, mostly when it came, yeah, no, we did talk about the food portions being like, you're going to make me fat forever, and I'm like, good.
Yes, it's amazing.
Move to the U.S., you can have this all the time.
Exactly. It was just fun all around, like, just the jokes. We never stopped, like the car ride, I think, to, where was it, like IHOP? Where did we go?
Oh yes, I think that was the day after the con. Yeah.
No. The very first day, we were all in your car.
Oh no, you're right. Well, we did. I have the. No, I'm sorry. Denny's was the last day. Okay, so I'm confusing my gross food. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
No, I like Danny's. Fuck it. Yeah, no, I remember we were just like fucking around, and like I think maybe Shady was like recording a bunch of videos in the back seat or whatever, and it was
Yeah.
I was picking you guys a lot up from the airport. I was like in like a giant triangle between like where I lived and where AX was and LAX, the airport or whatever. I was driving around, but I don't think under any other circumstances would I have minded traveling that far to like get everybody, because I don't know. I wanted to spend as much time with you guys as I possibly could the whole weekend.
Yeah. It was really awesome. I think the only downer was like the homeless people when we had to walk back to the hotel room. I was like, oh, the only downer.
Well, it's not Otakon in Baltimore where it's much more rampant, but although that's not even at Baltimore anymore. Also, I want to give a shout out. We've been talking about Zach, your then fiance, now husband,
Yes,
who
my hubby.
who we ended up creating. Maybe I'll do something with this someday if there's ever any new Tome stuff. We created a joking Tome character for him.
Because he deserves to be a part of the Tome family.
Well, because so in Anime Expo, for those of you who don't know, AX is one of the biggest cons in the U.S., particularly for I think it's the biggest anime con in the U.S. And it's very easy to get separated when you're in a large group of more than about 3 people at max. So we, for us, it was me, you, Zach, Shady, Bryony, which is Shady's girlfriend, Casey, and then at any given time, also Tombstone, and maybe Kadget was with us at the time, and some other folks like Andy and Amy and et cetera. And sometimes Xander and Bosco, and Mac, of course, So there's a lot of people all traveling around at the same time. And if I've forgotten anybody, I'm so sorry. I apologize. But yeah, just so we get separated a lot. But Zach, being about 700 feet tall, would basically go ahead of the group with you. You'd be like the follow, or usually with me because I knew where we were supposed to be going. And he would be in front of me, raising up his backpack high in the air so that people could follow where he was. So I was like, Zach, you're like the landmark. And then I was like, oh, dude, landmark. That's going to be your Tome screen name character. And I just imagine he's like this big buff dude who's constantly holding boulders over his head and then crashes them down onto people's head or something. Yes. So that needs to be a thing someday. Somehow.
It does. It really does.
Lord Almighty. Yeah, that was an incredible weekend, and I mean the screening was a sight to behold. I'm so happy that we got to do that too. I mean, we were all
tears.
We were all crying our fucking brains out. Actually, on the stream, I think Casey was talking about because she was listening for audience reactions. Were there any when we screened episode 15? Were there any kind of funny things you were noticing about the audience reaction when we were watching it?
Oh my goodness! I think I more enjoyed the audience's reactions. I knew that the funny parts were coming, and I knew the sad parts were coming, and I just liked the fact that as I was feeling it, the crowd was feeling it.
Yeah.
I'm a very feeling emotional person. When I can feel a crowd, it's amazing, especially when I'm a part of what they're looking at. It's great.
Well, also, I think you hadn't seen the full episode yet, I think, had you?
No, I hadn't.
Yeah.
I hadn't. So I was experiencing it for the first time with the crowd.
Yeah. Shady had, obviously, because Shady had to do the sound design. And Casey saw it because she was staying with me at the time. And I remember she gave me the most, solemn, quiet hug in the world after we finished that episode. It was so fucking emotional. I remember actually kind of to give you some proper credit too. So I think we recorded episodes 14 and 15 both back to back,
yes.
The last two, because obviously you didn't have a ton of stuff to do in the last episode, but some very emotionally moving, subtle stuff. And then not the least of which, what we saved for the very, very, very end was your big, amazing scream that broke so many people's hearts. I don't know why your scream isn't a meme and my scream is. That needs to change, Tumblr fans. I'm just saying, for Christ's sake.
That scream was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so proud. I'm stupidly proud of that scream.
No, it's great. And especially I think later I had the idea of having it mixed into the roar of the dragon, which was basically half me and half you, because I did some of the things for the dragon bug. And then we Shady mixed in and filtered the crap out of your scream, which gave it one of the most terrifying sounds I've ever heard.
I definitely had massive feels when hearing that. When hearing that roar, I have like chills always. I'm like, ah!
I know we talked a little bit about this on the stream as well, but were there, aside from of course that, were there any other like moments that like you were really proud of, or like any like really fun ones like from throughout the show that you remembered?
Oh my gosh. Like every moment is awesome. It's really hard. Okay.
I can't
really
pick one. They're all my children.
They're all my babies. I absolutely love when Nilok's getting his butt handed to him by Kimlin,
Yes.
Kimlin, yes. And I'm just like, yeah, whatever, Nilok, you're fine. Let me figure this puzzle out.
I'm good at video games. Yeah, whatever. You're fine. You're fine. She's not actually hurting. Yeah, role play. I got it. Whatever. Oh my god. Well, I guess that's a lot to start with. I know you've got Fiverr, kind of on your plate now, which I think is great, because I'm just happy to see you working so much. You got married, which I'm also happy about, because Zachary is a lovely man, a lovely 700-foot tall man. And seriously, guys, he's really tall.
He's like 6'4".
Yeah, he could play basketball.
He could definitely play basketball.
But what's kind of next for you? Like what do you see the future of Anna Kingsley being? Where do you want to go next with your career, your life, your aspirations?
Literally the next step. It's literally just like one step away. I want to do audiobooks.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get my foot into audiobooks. I know that. But end goal is to be like, I want my hands in everything.
I want to get you in a real studio at some point, like working, because no, I mean you've reached the point where like you're good. I'm fully confident in your abilities, and I'm really, honestly, I'm glad that like I got to watch this growth with you, and like and that growth got to be part of mine as well with this show and everything, because it was so incredibly special to me, and like I really think that you were a big a big factor into making Flamegirl also a better character, because honestly, and I blame myself for this, like if it were not for like Liz helping with the script supervision and like a lot of the feedback from different people, and then like also your performance growing and just like being so like what I thought I needed and I didn't realize I needed until you came along, like it really helped to make her a lot better of a character than I think I could have written her on my own, and I'm glad that we got to that point. So
thank you. And I do believe Flamegirl has become a decent part of me. Like I feel like I've taken on some of her aspects. Like before, I felt like I wasn't anything like her. I was like, I'm not that headstrong. I'm not like that at all. And now I feel like I have become a lot more confident in myself and my abilities to do things.
Because I remember in the early days, you were like, oh yeah, no, I'm kind of ditzy or whatever, and I'm just like, no, well, you fool me. No, I mean, you capture the I'm the badass personality. I mean, perfectly fine as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, yeah. So thank you.
Well, I guess that's kind of gonna wrap us up. So,
okay.
Well, thank you for making time to do this. This was a lot of fun.
No problem.
I wanted to make time for all of you guys and give you some further time to shine in the sun, as opposed to just the chaos of the stream. Oh, not that it wasn't fun, but
oh no, it was absolutely amazing.
Amazing 7 hours of everybody trying to talk over each other.
Oh yeah.
Just like it should be. I guess any things. I mean, obviously Twitter and all that, and Facebook. But any stuff you want to plug or anything you got down the pipe?
There's a video game that should be coming out with me as like the main character. He's still working on it, doing some like. Yeah, there should be some stuff coming out, but I absolutely love it, and it's pretty, And I'll probably show you a little bit more of it later on, Chris. But anywho, yeah, no, I'm
My
allowed
God.
to. I got it. I got permission.
Cool. Okay. Awesome. And then Anna is Anjidu on Twitter, right?
Yes. And
And
you just on Twitter and on YouTube and Facebook. I'm Anna Kingsley on Facebook, I do believe.
you got Twisted Grimm's cute succubus girl Emmy
Yes.
on there from when we
Yes.
did Bad Logic. Like God, that was years ago. Also,
I need to change that.
change it to Flame Girl.
Okay. Work on
I want all the attention. Um, yeah, awesome. Well, everybody, go check Anna out on social media. If you have a gig, go to her Fiverr. I'll have a link to that as well.
Yes.
And
Oh,
that's
yes.
gonna wrap us up. So yeah, in the comments below, if you have any particular favorite Flame Girl moments or any memories of Anna from other stuff that you've heard her in the past, or things you want to hear her in the future, let us know. And look forward to very soon. We'll be having some more interviews with other cast members. I believe Casey will probably be next. And thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being. And we will catch you all a Latour. Bye bye.
Later, love you. Later, love you. Later, love you. Later, love you.